All right, so once we talk about esports and teams performing well, we usually speak about the stuff behind the players and the coaches. But behind the players, there might be also something else going on. We've got Retals' dad and Retals' mom joining me here in the press room. And I'm just wondering, we just had a great series between two North American teams. And I guess you've been doing some hyping up in the crowd, right?
Yes, sir, I have. The more energy we can bring to the event, the better it is for everybody. And it was much fun. The French fans were wonderful.
Yeah, indeed. And you got 2 bottles of water, so you should be good for now. But I'm just wondering, for maybe some viewers who do not know the concept of Retals' mom or Retals' dad. Of course, Retals is a player of rlcs, we know that. But what is the concept of being that specific dad role in the crowd, maybe?
So I'm a little different from most dads, but we're a family. All of the parents are a family. We support each other. We love each other. We're going out to eat together tonight. We work together because we're all here to support our kids. That's what it's about. And the more we can make it fun for everybody, the better off everyone is. And so what I've done is just try to be a little bit more in the hype role, and that's kind of grown to where even here the French fans were very supportive. And I couldn't get a lot of cheering for our teams, but I could get the entire arena doing the clap. So that makes positive energy for everyone, and the more positive energy there is for the fans, the more there is for the players and for the teams and the orgs. It's better for the game, better for everybody.
Indeed, so the positive energy is really important to at least get the crowd going, but also the players, of course. And for Retals' mom, same for you as well. I have seen Retals' dad hyping up a lot. Are you joining in the crowd as well with the signs, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I do it from the crowd side, and more than that, I'm usually in the crowd sitting with the parents, sitting with the other parents of the other teams. We weren't playing, obviously, today because we'd already lost, but I was sitting with Chronic's parents and LJ's parents and First Killers and Beast Mode's parents and supporting them because we weren't in the competition today, but supporting them, being there for them, that's, other part of our job as we kind of see it. But like my husband said, it's, we have 6 kids. Retals is one of 6, and we've supported all of them in every sport, that they've played over the years. And this is just another sport that we're going to go like we do to soccer games and swimming events and different things that we're going to hope we have the ability to be able to come, which is a blessing, and we can come and support him.
Yeah, indeed, and supporting you have done. I've noticed it in the crowd already, of course. But speaking of the different sports or esports, I can imagine, because we just had a little talk before this interview, of course. You told me you played some board games beforehand. You didn't play that many games at all. So I can imagine for Retals, once he initiated that he wanted to play professionally or he wanted to become an esporter, was that something that surprised you really hard? Did you know what it meant even?
Well, so no, we didn't. And really the story of how it started for us was Slater came downstairs and said, "David, I need your bank account information."
Well, that starts off good.
Yeah,
to which I paused for a second or two and said, no, like every dad would. Why do you think you need our bank account information? He said, well, I won some money online in a tournament, and I need to tell him how to deposit it. And it's like ding, 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 warning bells. He's doing online gambling, or what did he get caught and trapped in? But he started explaining it to us and describing what happened and how he won the tournament. I think it was an astronaut tournament, an astro tournament. And so then it evolved from there, and we started doing homework. This one did a lot of research online, and we started learning about how it worked and started watching all of his matches. And then we went to a couple of events. Slater wanted to go to World Championships in Washington, D.C. We went there, and that's where he met Mist. That's where he met Mist in person for the first time. And we met Mist's dad there. And from there, he went to Las Vegas. And we said, well, we'll take a weekend in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So we went to Las Vegas. We had a great time, and he went to the event. He actually got invited to an off-site tournament. And so it started evolving from there. And where it started to come together was in Dallas at DreamHack. Yeah. Because he qualified and made it to second day. We didn't realize how big a deal that was. Mm-hmm. So the peeps, don't sleep on the peeps. They made it to day 2 there, and then they qualified for Valencia, and they beat several of the time. They beat C9, they beat G2. Mm-hmm. They lost NRG, but at that point, NRG hadn't lost in 30 matches. So
that's fair enough. You can lose something, right? Yeah.
But then we got an expense-paid trip to Valencia. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of when it started becoming even more real. And then Montreal, of course, at DreamHack Montreal, when they won the tournament and beat all of the leaders in the world, like, wow, this is for real.
Yeah.
And it was such a new, hugely new experience for us. I mean, we had no idea this world even existed. Once we started learning about it and meeting the parents that were involved, meeting the players, and just started to experience this world. I mean, it's just such a wonderful, and wholesome probably isn't the right word, but just such a wonderful, it's a special environment. The families that are involved in Rocket League, and the game itself is just great. I mean, I guess the fact that it's not a first-person shooter game makes it a little different for us. We were just upstairs, and a 9-year-old boy with his dad walked up, and he was like, "Retals is my favorite player. Retals is my favorite player," and just talked about how much he loved him. And his dad was like, he loves Dignitas, he loves Retals, he loves Vitality, and just couldn't wait to meet us. He gave us both a hug. He was like, thank you for talking to me, and David gave him one of his signs, and it's just really special. And that happens every event we go to. Every land we go to, we meet parents with their kids that come to the events, or grandparents that bring their kids to the event. And it's just, I guess because, like I said, because it's not a first-person shooter, a lot of parents and grandparents are more
supportive.
They're more. It seems like they're more supportive of it, and the kids seem to get younger and younger that play it. I guess especially since Rocket League, rlcs started to bring in 13-year-olds. So the families in Rocket League, I mean, we communicate throughout the year about all the lands and, who's getting in where, who's staying at what hotel, and where are we going to dinner. We have the best time, with each other, and can't wait. We couldn't wait to get here and see CJ's parents from Australia, and see Banana Head's mom, and and see all the.
Well, they're doing really good now, right? Wildcard,
and we're so excited for them. So excited.
But I'm just wondering. So besides the fact that somehow digital goals can translate to beautiful holidays in Valencia, there's something strange happening there, right, in esports. But I'm also wondering. So given the fact that it is a game, were there also at any point maybe doubts that you're like, well, Retals, we understand you like this game a lot, you're probably really good, but isn't there any point in time you thought, well, maybe we should focus on the study, something else?
Yes.
I just had that conversation with a different 10-year-old and his dad. With Slater, he still had to do well in school. And I was taking his computer away even as he was competing pro, because he had to do well in school even as he was doing well at what was becoming his job. So there's definitely that balance of doing both. And he, I'd turn off the internet and he'd sneak down and turn it back on.
Yes.
So then I'd unplug the computer and he'd plug it back in. Finally, I was bringing his whole computer into my bedroom, and so we were guarding it overnight, and it was a yin and yang.
It was quite a balance. It's quite a balancing act for his first couple of years of high school. It was quite a balancing act, and we kept. And then COVID hit, which made it even more of a balancing act, because he was staying home and wanted to play Rocket League every day, all day. And we just kept saying, you have to finish high school. You have to finish high school. You have to concentrate on your studies. And as long as you're doing well in high school, you can play this game and you can, sign the contract at 16 years old. And as long as once he figured out the balance there and what he needed to do, to make it through high school, then it was good. But the first year or so was really rough.
And also with Rocket League, maybe the strategy is there's also the replay for the goals, right? So maybe in the replay time you can read books, and then you have to play along, right? So that's something I want to tell the ambitious children. That's something you can do. Combine it, right? So one final question, and then of course I'll send you back to the family of all the parents and of course all the players who are in the stage right now. So I'm just wondering, there might be any parents watching and who might be doubting or doubtful about esports on its own. Is there anything you would like to say to those parents who might be doubting if their children should maybe be part of this?
So there's actually, I've got a couple things that are lessons learned for us. One is that just because a kid is playing a computer game online doesn't mean that he's being antisocial, because he's just being social in a different way that we as growing up never would have experienced. But they're still being social. They're making friends that he's been meeting with later, and lots of other people do. Our other son met friends in Raleigh that he's played with online for several years and he'd never seen before. We took him to college and that's when he first met them in person. So it's a different type of socialization. So it's not the stereotypical kid playing in the attic or in the basement. They're being social in a different format. And then secondly, Slater, all of our other kids have gone to college, the other 5 out of our 6. Slater chose a different path, but he has learned some life lessons. I love to show a picture of him in Madrid at World Championships in Madrid in 2019. He's standing on stage being interviewed just like this. They just won a match. Totally unscripted, no idea what the questions would be, in front of a crowd of 7,000 people, and online 150, 200,000 people. And he's being gracious. He's complimenting the other team. He's totally supporting his teammates and being supportive of them and positive on them. He's being good to the fans. He's being eloquent. So he didn't go to college, but he has some skills that in doing tasks that most adults would be terrified to do.
Yeah.
And he's doing them so well, and he's doing them so positively for the environment. And that's where we say it's a family environment. It's our family. It's the family of parents. It's the family of players. Mm-hmm. And then it goes out to the whole Rocket League family. 'Cause all the fans have been wonderful. We have met so many wonderful, phenomenal people here.
Yeah.
And it's great.
The life lessons that he has gotten from playing this game. I mean, everything from being on a team to traveling abroad to, you know, simple as currency, you know, translation. I mean, you know, everything. I mean, not only the leadership skills and different things like that, but the life lessons that he has gotten from this experience have just been immeasurable. It's been fabulous.
I want to thank the both of you so much for providing us all this information. I just got an update, by the way. Yeah, the French crowd's really silent, so you need to go back to cheer them up again. So thank you so much for your time and enjoy the rest of the world. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.